Hello, everyone. My name is Zulfiqar, and welcome to another episode of Income Investors. With me today is John Whitefoot with another exciting income pick. If you want to read more about what John writes on a regular basis, you can head to incomeinvestors.com, or you can find the link to the website in the description below. One sector that often gets unjustly overlooked is basic materials. But without this sector, you wouldn't have anything. It's the first thing that starts in the supply chain, and it is made up of basic materials that create finished goods. It's essentially made up of companies engaged in discovery, extraction, and processing of raw materials. This includes mining, forestry, and chemical production. And one basic materials company that recently hit a record high is also home to a reliable high-yield quarterly distribution is Westlake Chemical Partners LP. They're traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol WLKP. It's a limited partnership formed by the Westlake Chemical Corporation, who's also traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol WLK. This partnership's main function is to operate, acquire, and develop ethylene production facilities. It is the world's most important chemical. John?
Yeah, thanks, Mo. Ethylene. Yeah, it's a building block of plastics and other compounds, which are then turned into numerous household and industrial products, including everything from food packaging, bottles, bags, antifreeze for airplane engines, medical devices, clothing, synthetic rubber foams, found in tire, and foam insulation.
What can you tell us about Westlake Chemical Partners?
The company's business and operations are conducted through Westlake Chemical OpCo LP. It's a partnership between, I think, as you noted earlier, Westlake Chemical Corporation and Westlake Chemical Partners. Its assets include 3 ethylene production facilities located in Kentucky and Louisiana. Now, here the company converts ethane into ethylene with an annual capacity of approximately 3.7 billion pounds that it ships along its 200-mile ethylene pipeline. In addition to the company's products always being in demand, Westlake Chemical OpCo LP's sales agreement with Westlake Chemical Corp is such that 95% of OpCo's ethylene production is sold to Westlake for a stable cash margin of 10 cents per pound. Now, this helps provide it with stable fee-based cash flow.
Now let's talk numbers. How did it do in the first quarter of this year?
Definitely not great, but there was a good temporary reason for that. For the first quarter ended March 31st, 2025, Westlake reported net income of $4.9 million or 14 cents per unit. And that was down significantly from first quarter 2024 net income of $14.8 million. Now, cash flow from operating activities in the first quarter was $45.8 million, down from $104.5 million in the same prior year period. For the 3 months ended March 31st, Westlake's distributable cash flow was $4.7 million, again down significantly from $16.8 million in the first quarter of 2024. Now, the lower net income, cash flows from operation, and distributable cash flow was due primarily to lower production and sales volume as a result of the planned. The turnaround began at the end of January as expected and extended into early April. And most importantly, Petro 1 returned to full operating rates in April and has been operating well ever since. Now, commenting on the turnaround, management said that with the turnaround behind it and no further turnarounds planned for several years, it expects its distributable cash flow and coverage ratio to return to its strong historical levels in the coming quarters.
If you like what you see so far, check out incomeinvestors.com. While you're there, you could also sign up for a free special report titled 3 Income Stocks to Own Today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. And now back to the video. And John, I see that it recently declared its 43rd consecutive quarterly distribution.
Now, yeah, as previously noted, Westlake Chemical OpCo LP's sales agreement provides it with a stable cash flow, which helps support its quarterly dividend. It also insulates the partnership from commodity price risk to its investment-grade parent, which provides it, again, flexibility in uncertain economic environments. And for income investors, to maintain its status as a partnership, Westlake must return at least 90% of its income to unit holders in the form of a dividend. On April 30th, the board of Westlake Chemical's general partner declared a quarterly distribution of 0.4714 per unit or $1.89 per unit on an annual basis for a forward distribution yield of approximately 9%. As already noted, this is the 43rd quarterly distribution announced by the partnership since its initial public offering.
And WLKP units have a double-digit upside potential?
It's one thing to find a high-yield dividend stock with great upside. It's another to find one that is also trading at record levels. WLKP units have been on a pretty solid run lately. As of this recording, WLKP units are up 5.6% over the last 6 months and 0.6% year to date, and 12.5% on an annual basis. Now, back in February, WLKP units hit a record high of $25.04 per unit. They tumbled in early April, along with the rest of the global markets on concerns about potential trade war. But they rebounded quickly and continued to trade near the February record high at around $23 per unit. Now, again, WLKP units have done well, besting what the S&P 500 has done over the last year and year to date. And the outlook for the company remains solid, with Wall Street analysts providing a 12-month share price target range of $25.67 to $28 per unit.
John, thank you so much for your insights. Westlake Chemical Partners LP is a leader in a lucrative niche industry, thanks to the long-term strength of its market position and protective provisions of its sales agreement. Westlake Chemical Partners is able to report stable fee-based cash flow. While its first quarter numbers were underwhelming, that was due in large parts to lower production and sales volume from planned turnaround at one of its facilities in Louisiana. The turnaround is complete and no further interruptions are expected for several years. As a result, management expects its distributable cash flow and coverage ratio to return to historical levels in coming quarters. All of this could energize its unit and could also result in an increase in quarterly distributions. That's it for today, and make sure to go to incomeinvestors.com now to get our free special report on 3 income stocks to own today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. We'll be back with more income picks soon, so stay tuned. And in the meantime, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.